Human trafficking is a major tragic problem all over the world, with anywhere from 20 to 40 million people held in sex and labor slavery today. And it's big business. Human trafficking generates over $150 billion a year for the traffickers. Sadly, our county is no exception to this global scourge. But with help from many of our community partners, we've made great progress in raising awareness and fighting this disgrace in our county. Since I joined the council in 2014, Councilmember Rice and I and the whole council have worked with our community nonprofits, our police, our state attorney's office, our hospitals, our council staff, and all of our colleagues to combat human trafficking. Legislatively, we've made it easier to punish sex buyers. We've made a financial commitment directing more police and other resources to fight human trafficking. And we've established the Montgomery County Human Trafficking Prevention Committee, which has done great work in many ways. First of all, by comprehensively monitoring the problem, by working with our partners to educate the public and the business community about how to detect the signs of human trafficking and how to act on them, by working with organizations such as Adventist Healthcare, Shady Grove Medical Center, and Fairgirls to provide crucial help to those exploited by human trafficking, helping these survivors get their lives back on track, and by working collaboratively with other jurisdictions to fight what is clearly a regional problem. That's why it's an honor for me this morning to present to our great Prevention Committee a council proclamation recognizing January as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Councilmember Rice.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Hucker, and I apologize for being late this morning, but let me just say that this is incredibly important, and the reason why I traveled a little bit faster than I should have, Mr. County Executive. So.
Uh-oh. Don't tell the sheriff.
Exactly, but let me just say how important this is, because when you hear the stories, all you have to do is talk to one victim. And I think that a lot of times we glamorize in the media as to what happens when it comes to a person who's actually being trafficked. Imagine being forced to work every single day, and we fight for a minimum wage here in Montgomery County that we consider to be just the baseline of what it would be to be able to live here. But the reality is that many of these individuals don't even get that. Many of them are forced to do things that they don't want to do. Many of them are forced on drugs and other kinds of things to force them into this life of which they had no choice in their own volition. Their passports are held, their IDs are held, their families are threatened, their lives are threatened, they're abused and beaten. And this is happening right here in our county. I want you to pause and just think about that for a moment, because as we fight for equality, as we fight for social justice, as we fight for equity, the reality is that we have so many people that continue to be marginalized in the shadows. And the great thing is that we have this Human Trafficking Prevention Committee who's shining a light on this ugly truth that is not just here in Montgomery County, but is rampant throughout the nation. I really want to thank some of our media partners who have continued to highlight this issue and to really bring this to the forefront. And I really want to thank all of our partners for continuing to do the great work when it comes to stamping out this scourge that we see. Whether it's through our police, whether it's through our Department of Health and Human Services, our Department of Permitting Services, all working together, along with all of our nonprofit partners who provide support and resources for these victims, to make sure that we're making a difference and we're saying, no, we don't want human trafficking and slavery here in Montgomery County and in this region. So I really want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Hucker, and I know that County Executive Elrich, who when he was on the council supported all of our initiatives and who now continues to do so as County Executive. So I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Pretty much all the important stuff has been said, as my friend Sydney likes to say. I just want to add that, look, we're going to put a full court press on this. Our goal is to make it impossible to do this business in Montgomery County, and that's something we can do between all of our nonprofit partners, between the police, the sheriff's office, Health and Human Services. We have the resources, we have the ability to put an end to this, and we are going to put an end to this. This is an unacceptable way for people to make a living, and it's an unacceptable way for people to profit. And our job is to make sure you cannot profit from it here. We will prosecute people to the full extent of the law, and we do cooperate with all the other state and federal agencies on this, and I mean all other state and federal agencies. This is one issue for which there are no boundaries between Montgomery County and cooperating with anybody who's willing to join us in the fight to stop this, and I guarantee you we're going to continue this. I was proud to be on the council when we passed this legislation. Everything the council's done to continue to support it. Nothing will change except we will continue this battle until we win. Thank you.
We'll read the proclamation, and we'll have the members of the committee introduce themselves and accept the proclamation. Does that work for everybody? So, whereas human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery that is a serious criminal problem in Montgomery County, where traffickers use violence, threats, deception, and other manipulative tactics to force and coerce women and men to engage in commercial sex acts or to provide labor or services against their will. And
whereas in 2019, Montgomery County Police reported 29 cases of human trafficking with 92 individuals charged, including 88 for prostitution offenses, 3 for human trafficking, and $443,000 seized. And
whereas the Montgomery County Human Trafficking Prevention Committee, Montgomery County Police Department, and Montgomery County State's Attorney's Office have all worked diligently to curb human trafficking and provide critical support for its survivors. And
whereas January is National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month, which formally recognizes that human trafficking consistently occurs in the United States and emphasizes the need for the public and private sectors to come together to focus on prevention, prosecution, partnerships, and support for survivors. Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County and the County Executive as well hereby recognizes January as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month, presented on the 21st day of January in the year 2020. Congratulations and thanks to all of you.
This is what happens when you're a little bit short or vertically challenged. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're very proud to be here this morning. My name is Haiti Alvarez. I'm the chair of the Human Trafficking Prevention Committee, and I represent the SAFE Center at the University of Maryland SAFE Center.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Erin Andrews. I am the Executive Director of Fair Girls and the Vice Chair of the Human Trafficking Prevention Committee here in Montgomery County.
We thank you for being here this morning. Our committee works very diligently on behalf of survivors here in Montgomery County to ensure that they receive the services and support that they need and to prevent further acts of human trafficking here in the county. And right now I'll take the opportunity to allow other members of the community to introduce themselves. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Captain Robin Lewis with Sheriff's Office over at the Family Justice Center.
Hi, I'm Patty McClay. I'm a commissioner with Montgomery County Commission for Women.
Good morning. I'm Donna Rojas, First Vice President with the Commission for Women.
Good morning. Jody Finkelstein, Executive Director.
Cara Grant, representing Montgomery County Public Schools.
Hi, I'm Caroline Ackerman from the Amara Legal Center.
Hi, Janice Freeman, Human Rights Commissioner with the Human Rights Commission.
I just wanted to say thank you to all of my team here and also all our partners. Over the last year, we were able to accomplish some good things for the committee. We partnered with law enforcement here in Montgomery County for sting operations to make sure that survivors that were recovered during those sting operations were provided access to resources and services that they desperately need to not only stay free, but to remain that way. And we were also able to educate some of our youth here in Montgomery County Schools, although certainly over the coming year we would like to be able to do that more, on the dangers and the red flags and the indicators of human trafficking that can happen right here in their own communities. So thank you so much for this opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Wow.
Colleagues behind.